Welcome to the AI Literacy Bridging the Gap series, but honestly, there's a huge gap that needs to fill. 2020 में AI पे रिसर्च करते वक्त जब मैं लिटरेचर रिव्यू ढूंढ रही थी, उस वक्त ज़्यादातर जो डेटा था वो फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटीज़, यूएस और यूरोप का डेटा था. भारत में AI पे क्या काम चल रहा है, इसको जानने के लिए मुझे इंडिया AI का पोर्टल मिला. साथ ही उसी साल रेस समिट, रिस्पॉन्सिबल AI फॉर सोशल एम्पावरमेंट समिट के दौरान हमारे ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने ये कहा कि कैसे डिजिटल इंडिया को AI ड्रिवन इंडिया की तरफ अग्रसर करना है. Since then, India AI has been synonymous with three words for me: tech, talent, and trust. And today we have a very special guest. He's the CEO of India AI Mission. He's IAS and Additional Secretary, Mighty, Mr. Abhishek Singh. So a very warm welcome to our show, Abhishek Singh. And my first question to you would be कि अगर India AI का mission एक layman या एक student या एक farmer को अगर हमें समझाना हो, तो कैसे आप उसको समझाएंगे?
जी देखिए, आज जो AI का expansion हुआ है, lot of people are using lot of AI tools, ChatGPT and all. That's why many people relate AI to these tools only. Fact is that AI has existed for a very, very long time, but it has been productized with this ChatGPT and other tools which has come. So if we have to really explain it to a layman, to a student, or to a farmer, or to a small business, it can be done through the power of the technology that is. In the sense that AI enables in India an easy communication across languages. One can ask a question in any language, one can get a reply in any language. One can do an unstructured query. For example, even very often, most of the customer service calls and all, IVRS and all people used to call, they will have to follow a menu. Like आप एक दबाएं, दो दबाएं, and very often the rural people will forget also एक में क्या बोला था, चार में क्या बोला था. So people don't relate. With AI, what happens is that you don't need to follow those menus. You can have an unstructured query in your mother tongue. So farmer को अगर कोई query पूछनी है कि भाई मेरी फसल में कीड़े लग रहे हैं, मैं क्या करूँ? So he can ask a query in his own mother tongue, in his own language, and get a reply back. Similarly, a student can ask कि scholarship कब मिलेगा, और somebody can ask कि राशन की दुकान पे राशन आया या नहीं. तो normal queries of citizens answered in the mother tongue through a speech mode is something that is possible with AI. Unstructured queries can be possible with AI. So that's in a way demonstrating these tools to people can make them understand what AI is and in what ways AI can be beneficial for them.
Right. So demonstrating these voice-based tools you're mentioning. पर ऑलरेडी जो रील फॉर्मेट्स हैं या जो बहुत सारा मीडियम जो आज का हमारा है वो वॉइस और वीडियो फॉर्मेट में है, तो कहीं ये नहीं हो कि टेक्स्ट फॉर्मेट हमारा कम्प्लीटली मीडियम आउट हो जाए, बिकॉज ऑलरेडी द स्टूडेंट्स आर नॉट राइटिंग एंड राइटिंग हेल्प्स यू डिफाइन योर लॉजिक एंड योर रीजनिंग पावर. मेनी स्टैट्स प्रूव दैट. तो वो आपको कहीं ये तो नहीं लगता कि ये टेक्स्ट का एकदम आउट हो जाएगा और कंप्लीटली?
ऐसा नहीं होगा, क्योंकि स्पीच इज प्राइमरली फॉर द पीपल हु आर कंप्लीटली नॉट टेक savvy. जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं जिनको राइटिंग करने की ज़रूरत है, दे नो हाउ टू यूज़ अ वर्ड प्रोसेसिंग सॉफ्टवेयर, दे नो हाउ टू टाइप. बट मोस्ट ऑफ द कॉमन पीपल इन द रूरल एरियाज, जैसे हमारे किसान हैं या हमारे जो सीनियर सिटीजन्स हैं, उनको अगर हम बोले कि मोबाइल पे टाइप करिए इंडियन लैंग्वेजेस में, तो दे विल नॉट फाइंड. तो वो जो स्पीच वाली बात होगी वो एप्लीकेबल होगी आम आदमियों पे, जो कॉमन मैन है, ले मैन है, उनके लिए. जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं जिनको लिखना है, फॉर देम देर आर टेक्स्ट बेस्ड सॉल्यूशंस ऑल्सो इन LLMs, इन विच सपोज दे हैव टू एनालाइज अ रिपोर्ट, दे कैन यूज इट फॉर गेटिंग इनसाइट्स इनटू इट. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर कोई इनकम टैक्स एक्ट नया पास हुआ, 600 पन्ने की रिपोर्ट है, कोई लॉ का स्टूडेंट है, इफ़ ही हैज़ टू एनालाइज दैट रिपोर्ट, इफ़ यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट what provisions of the act applies to what sections, he can easily use a LLM model to simplify it, summarize it, get insights into it, do queries on those documents. So those who are students and those who are into the academics, they can use text-based AI tools to learn about that. But the speech thing will be empowering people who are right now out of the digital ecosystem.
Right. And next year we have the summit. So milestones क्या हैं अभी तक आपके लिए, और क्या challenges बचे हुए हैं, because the summit is happening in February and there's a lot that needs to be done. So what's your take on that?
See, summit, ये impact summit हो रहा है. Impact summit फॉलो अप ऑफ ब्लेचली पार्क जो यूके में 2023 में हुआ था, फिर कोरिया में 2024 में समिट हुआ था, इनोवेशन एंड सेफ्टी समिट, और इस साल फ्रांस में AI एक्शन समिट हुआ था जो हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी नरेंद्र मोदी जी गए थे और साथ में इंडिया और फ्रांस ने को चेयर किया था। तो उसी क्रम में दिस समिट इज़ देयर। सो द समिट इज़ फोकसिंग ऑन इम्पैक्ट, व्हाट वी आर कॉलिंग इज इम्पैक्ट समिट, impact on people, planet, progress. So what we'll be doing is that amongst all the deliberations that will happen, summit will showcase in what ways AI is impacting people. And when we're talking about people, we're saying that how it is impacting jobs, skilling, reskilling. क्या कोई jobs impact होंगी, कुछ लोगों की नौकरियां जाएंगी, तो अगर वो होता है तो हम कैसे उनको ऐसी ट्रेनिंग दे पाएं जो कि डेटा इकोनॉमी और एआई इकोनॉमी में जॉब्स वो ले पाएं। इसी तरह जब एआई का इम्पैक्ट, व्हेन वी आर लुकिंग एट प्लैनेट, देन वी आर लुकिंग एट बिल्डिंग सस्टेनेबल एआई। एआई में एनर्जी बहुत कंज्यूम होता है, हम कैसे एआई ऐसा बनाएं जिसमें एनर्जी रिक्वायरमेंट इज रिड्यूस्ड एंड वी आर एबल टू बिल्ड सस्टेनेबल एआई। सिमिलरली यूज फॉर एआई फॉर सॉल्विंग क्लाइमेट चैलेंजेस। जैसे एआई यूज़ करके हम प्रिडिक्ट कर सकते हैं कि फ्लड्स आएंगी या नहीं, एक्सट्रीम हीट इवेंट्स होगा या नहीं, ड्रॉट होगा या नहीं। तो एआई फॉर प्लैनेट, इम्पैक्ट ऑफ एआई ऑन प्लैनेट बिकम्स अ बिग थीम इन द समिट। एंड सिमिलरली थर्ड जो पिलर है हमारा, इम्पैक्ट ऑफ एआई ऑन प्रोग्रेस, एआई इम्पैक्ट ऑफ एआई ऑन इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ, एआई इम्पैक्ट ऑफ एआई ऑन सोशल गुड, कि कैसे हम हेल्थ सर्विसेज इंप्रूव कर सकते हैं। तो जो हमारा ओवरऑल ढांचा है ये इसके ऊपर बना हुआ है। जो हमारे अचीवमेंट्स हैं वो ऑफकोर्स ओवर द नेक्स्ट 4-5 मंथ्स डिलिब्रेट करके होंगी, बट हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि इंडिया विल एमर्ज एज अ स्ट्रॉन्ग वॉइस ऑफ द ग्लोबल साउथ. India will give a platform for countries of the global south to express what they want. They should not only become users of the AI. How do we democratize access to AI? How do we make compute available, data sets available, algorithms available? Can we build a repository of AI solutions which can be deployed across the world? ये अगर AI से हम ट्यूबरकुलोसिस को डायग्नोज कर सकते हैं, कैंसर को डायग्नोज कर सकते हैं, या फार्मर को मदद दे सकते हैं, या बच्चों को पढ़ने में मदद कर सकते हैं, क्या इन सॉल्यूशंस को हम पूरी दुनिया को दे सकते हैं? तो हमारे एक्सपेक्टेशंस, हमारे डिलीवरेबल्स इन्हीं क्रम में होंगे कि क्या हम इंडिया को एक ग्लोबल साउथ का इम्पॉर्टेंट वॉइस बना पाएँ, और जो AI का एक्सेस है सारे दुनिया के लोगों को, उनको उपलब्ध करा पाएँ, और AI के जो एप्लीकेशंस हैं उनको हम जो इंडिया में तैयार हो रहे हैं, बाकी कंट्रीज में तैयार हो रहे हैं, इसको हम बाकी कंट्रीज में भी अवेलेबल करा पाएँ. तो दीज विल आर सम ऑफ द डिलीवरेबल्स दैट वी हैव.
तो सॉल्यूशंस की, जब AI सॉल्यूशंस की आप बात करो, रिसेंटली वी हैड फ्लड्स एट सो मेनी प्लेसेस इन द हिली एरियाज. क्या कोई सॉल्यूशन अभी ऑलरेडी आपके नोटिस में आया है?
हाँ, देयर आर सॉल्यूशन. जैसे अभी बिहार में फ्लड प्रेडिक्शन के लिए एक AI बेस्ड एप्लीकेशन यूज़ हो रहा है. तेलंगाना में फार्मर्स को एडवाइजरी देने के लिए यूज़ हो रहा है. महाराष्ट्र में ड्रॉट प्रिवेंशन के लिए यूज़ हो रहा है. तो तमाम इंडिया में क्लाइमेट से संबंधित काफ़ी AI एप्लीकेशंस हैं जिनको डिप्लॉय किया जा रहा है, जिससे लोगों को बेस्ड ऑन डेटा इज कमिंग फ्रॉम वेदर डेटा, रेन डेटा, रिवर वाटर का लेवल्स, उसके हिसाब से अर्ली वार्निंग मिल जाती है कि फार्मर्स को, जो नदी के पास रहने वाले, जो बाढ़ग्रस्त क्षेत्र हैं वहाँ रहने वाले लोग हैं, उनको मोबाइल पे SMS चला जाता है कि that they should evacuate or they should move down to safe places. So early warning on that IMD does by using AI based models and applications really helps in saving lives in many parts of the country.
I hope जो अभी cloud bursts और बाकी floods आए हैं उसको लेकर के भी हम और ज़्यादा effective mechanisms build कर पाएंगे.
We need to make our systems better because see right now they rely on the whatever data is there. But climate changes are happening so fast that we need to build more robust systems. India's IMD, Disaster Management Division, they all are using AI for building such solutions.
There's so many reports that talk about how AI consumption leads to climate impacts. So what's your say on that?
I told you, like AI, to build AI applications, you need a lot of energy. So
I think OpenAI, Sam Altman mentioned कि thank you जो आप एक लिखते हो वही इतना energy consume करता है.
Not only that, today like OpenAI is projected that the energy that OpenAI will be using, just one company, will be more than the entire energy consumption of countries like Germany and France. So it's becoming like so energy intensive that एक H100 chip जो होता है उसका power consumption is equivalent to the energy consumed by one US house. So they are very energy intensive. They take a lot of water for cooling. So the adverse impact of AI on climate is well documented. So there are always people who are saying that where do we draw the line? कि हम कितनी एनर्जी करें, क्या हम सारा रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी AI के लिए दे देंगे, और अगर इफ दैट हैपन देन वी विल स्लिप ऑन द सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स. तो देयर इज अ नीड फॉर हैविंग अ बैलेंस बिटवीन अमाउंट ऑफ AI दैट विल बिल्ड and the amount of energy that will be earmarked for AI related applications.
Are we doing something already about it?
Yes, that's a major theme in this summit. We are working with the international bodies. The International Energy Agency has come out with a report. Our International Solar Alliance is coming out with a report. We are laying down the PUE norms, power utility ratio होता है कि कितना रखें, कैसे हम green data centers बनाएं, कैसे हम ज़्यादा efficient compute use करें, so that we reduce the energy footprint for building AI compute.
Amazing. I would love to follow up on these
Yes,
during
surely.
the summit. So 2030, we have chosen 2030 as to be the sustainable India AI future. But there are many countries that have showcased their future of AI to be, say, 2047 or some other years. Why we have chosen 2030 only?
See, 2030 is an intermediary milestone. It's not that we don't have goals beyond 2030. We do have. So, based on our own national strategy, based on our own priorities, based on the commitment that we have made at the climate action forums, at the COP30 commitments. So, those are the commitments that India has made, and we are wanting to build sustainable AI in order to ensure that we do not slip on sustainable development goals. And the United Nations has laid down this 2030 goal, which we are also following. But
Okay.
it's not that our efforts will end there. Our efforts will continue beyond 2030 also. The 2030 is an intermediary milestone which ensures that we are able to keep track of what we are doing.
Yeah, the spotlight should not fade away.
Yes,
Even
exactly.
after 2030. So, this was about the India AI Summit and the India AI mission. But as a CEO, you have to meet so many stakeholders. And is there any story that you would want to share with us where you thought about a topic of AI, maybe in some manner, and then something happened, some email, some meeting, something happened, and your perspective shifted? Any story, any thought that
See,
you had
like
there?
we have been interacting with the best of the minds across the world, whether it's the tech companies, whether researchers, whether new innovations which are happening every day about which we are looking at. But the best learning about what AI can do came from a girl called Nandini Kushwaha. She was now she must be in the higher classes. She was in class 9th around in 2022, around 3 years back, from Lakhimpur Kheri in Uttar Pradesh. So she was one of the participants of a program that we had launched, Responsible AI for Youth. So that program was meant to train government school students in basics of AI, and we provided them mentorship support, and we provided them guidance to learn about how AI works. And almost 50,000 students took part, and then 1,000 were selected who were taken to boot camps, and that followed by some of them getting support for building AI applications and models. And the top 50 showed their projects in Delhi when they came to Delhi, and they showed the projects. And one of the students was Nandini Kushwaha, and she had made an AI application which will help guide her father with regard to what crop he should be sowing. And she was using data from the soil health card data, the weather data, the crop history data, and based on that, she had the model would say कि आप सब्जी लगाइए या धान लगाइए या कपास लगाइए, तो वो मॉडल बता रहा था. तो Nandini Kushwaha's solution was so impressive. So we got 10 of these kids. She was one of them. Of course, there were 9 others. So we got 10 of these children to meet the Honorable Prime Minister at the Digital India Day in 2022. And even the Prime Minister was very impressed with her. So it sent me thinking कि अगर हमारे एक ग्रामीण क्षेत्र की गवर्नमेंट स्कूल की गर्ल स्टूडेंट can build an AI application, then so much of talent and so much of potential is there in India. And if we are able to provide the right support, right mentorship, right guidance, right financing, then what magic we can create. So maybe we can create Sam Altmans and we can create Jensen Huangs within India if we are able to give them the right support. So we do have talent, and if we are able to provide the necessary support, India will have a very strong future.
Right. So with 1.4 billion population and the speed that we are going forward with, how many years do you think we are going to take to actually upskill people in the field of AI?
See, it's a continuing process. In fact, it's not that...
By the way, I asked ChatGPT the same question, and it said that with, say, it will take another 10 years if we train every day 600 people or so, and we need so many trainers. So it gave me a tenure of 10 years.
So that's a mathematical calculation which a ChatGPT will do. But I would believe that the technology will evolve. Like it's not that you get trained once and that's the end of it.
Exactly.
It's a continuous process. So if you go by the 10 years, so the people who are training you on day one, they will need more training because technology would evolve. Nobody had thought where we will be 10 years back. So every day a new segment of technology is coming, and as we move forward, as we move towards agentic AI, as we move towards physical AI, as we move towards artificial general intelligence,
Then quantum,
there will
and there's so
be a
much more coming.
need for continuous skilling, reskilling, upskilling that will be required at all levels. So AI literacy will become something which will be the very big priority for all of us as a nation. Plus, more importantly, to move people up the value chain, we'll have to continue having these regular training and skilling programs as we go forward.
Exactly. So we are into trainings, and that's what I personally felt, that there are a lot of programs that are working on the reach part, but longitudinal studies are missing. And so that literacy and upskilling, there's a lot of difference between that. You do literacy, you do awareness, and you move out of a program, but then continuously training them, that becomes difficult. So how do you think that will be achievable?
See, it will have to become a mass movement, just like we kind of did normal literacy. Like, it was achieved not through a formal education system, but it was required a participation of lot many stakeholders, including civil society organizations, including not-for-profits, including industry, including academic institutions. All of them contributed to making India literate, reach literacy levels where we are. So for AI literacy also, we'll need to have a comprehensive plan in which one, AI will have to become part of the regular school curriculum. So already CBSE, NCERT are doing towards it. Class 10th, it's being introduced as a subject. And more importantly, AI will have to be introduced as chapters in class 5, 6 as well. Just like you study about planets, and you study about solar system, and you study about plants and animals. Similarly, there should be a chapter on data science and artificial intelligence in the school level. And then we'll need to come out with a basic fundamental course which explains the basics of AI to each citizen. We also need to educate people about the risks of AI. Because AI, while there's a lot of positive upside towards using it in a positive way, there are a lot of negatives also.
Yes.
It is used for creating deep fakes, it can be used for child sexual abuse, it can be used for pornography, it can be used for harassment, it can be used for financial frauds. So we need to also launch a campaign to make people aware about the risks and threats that are there in order to ensure that everybody stays safe.
From digital users to digital citizens, how do you
Yeah.
bridge that gap? So misinformation part and the generative AI part that you already mentioned, the regulations that we already have and the things that are needed, what's your take on that?
See, like, especially to counter the impact of AI on deep fakes and misinformation, especially for a democracy like ours, we'll need to have more active enforcement of the IT Act, the intermediary rules, which requires any such content which can cause any harm or damage to be removed within 24 hours or 48 hours, depending on the category of the content. So that will need to be more strongly enforced. We will need voluntary commitments from industry. We will need all these platforms, the social media platforms like Meta, X, Google, to have AI tools to flag such content and remove it on their own rather than it being coming from the government. So it will require a concerted action from not only the government but the industry, with the social media platforms, for everyone, in order to ensure that we are able to limit the harm that AI can cause.
So there are already fact-checking organizations that do debunk the viral content that is there on social media. And there's a lot of porn, and there's a lot of soft porn on social media already, which goes unreported. But I mean, what's your take on the fact-checking part? Government is also doing fact-checking in their own ways, and there are many organizations that are fact-checking. But with Meta moving its hands away from the fact-checking units, so with AI, I fear that this might happen again. So what's your thoughts on that?
See, ultimately, law of the land has to be supreme. If the law requires that any such content which can cause a law and order situation or a communal problem, or is bordering line on pornography or soft porn, or has content relating to child sexual abuse, or any content which can be of reputational harm to anyone, so that kind of content the law requires to be taken off in a finite time. And if the entities or the platforms or the channels who are indulging in that, if they don't abide by the law, then the strong arm of law enforcement should come, and there should be penal provisions, there should be action that are taken to prevent any such actors in perpetuating any such crime relating to misuse of AI for generating any content that can cause harm to people.
But we still have impersonation acts and fraudery acts, but nothing on deepfake so far. So,
No, deepfakes are governed by the intermediary rules, and ultimately deepfakes are not something by itself which are banned. Deepfake should result in committing any crime per se. If a deepfake is leading to a communal problem, or a deepfake is leading to a law and order situation, or a deepfake is being used to propagate pornographic content, or a deepfake is used to harass someone, or a deepfake is being used to cause reputational harm to someone. So those are the kind of uses that will be considered as offences. And once it's considered offences, then the relevant portion of the law will come into force.
right. And for the cybersecurity part, the OTP frauds and so many scams are happening. Senior citizens are so vulnerable about it because of it. So when we do community trainings, there's just one question that often comes across. हमारे साथ साइबर क्राइम हुआ है, पर हम आगे क्या करें? हम कैसे अपने पैसे रिकवर करें? हम कैसे, तो जो अवेयरनेस पार्ट है वो तो हो रहा है, लेकिन उनका जो क्राइम उनके साथ हो चुका है, हाउ टू गेट दैट बैक, हाउ टू, व्हाट आर द राइट मैकेनिज्म्स दैट दे शुड नो अबाउट सो दैट दे कैन प्रिवेंट getting scammed.
See, like a lot of work is being done by I4C, the Integrated Cybercrime Coordination Center, in ensuring that there is sufficient awareness with regard to what are the ways in which one can stay safe online. They also run a helpline called 1930 on which financial frauds can be reported, and if they are reported in time, there are mechanisms through which the loss can be minimized. We also have a portal called cybercrime.gov.in on which all such cases can be reported. In addition, the I4C also runs Cyber Dost handle on Instagram and on Twitter and on Facebook and on YouTube, in which commonly occurring cyber frauds are shared on that channel. Doordarshan also ran a program on creating awareness about cyber crime and what are the common ways in which digital arrest and OTP frauds and financial frauds take place, so the people are made aware. In addition, MeitY also runs a program called ICIA, which is Information Security Education and Awareness Program, wherein also a lot of content has been created which is being shared through vernacular media, through electronic media, through social media, so that more and more people are made aware of such crimes. Honorable Prime Minister spoke about digital arrest in a Mann Ki Baat. So a lot of efforts have been made, but we have to be conscious that the pace at which cyber crimes are growing is matching the pace at which we are digitizing. So we will need to make people aware. We will need to develop our efforts in this direction to ensure that people stay safe online.
So you're also doing a lot of community networking, and this is how community can play an important role in terms of training, in terms of literacy, in terms of awareness and other stuff. So what is the art of community engagement? Knowing, if I want to ask you, because you are everywhere nowadays, you are speaking about India AI and other cyber security related topics. So what is the art of community engagement?
See, more than me, I think the focus of this government has been citizen engagement. Like from 2014, we are running a platform called MyGov. MyGov is the citizen engagement platform of Government of India, which enables two-way communication with citizens. It not only disseminates information with regard to what all government programs are doing, what government schemes are doing, in what way citizens can be aware, in what way citizens can benefit, but it also gives an opportunity for citizens to contribute to policy making. Like whenever a law is framed, or whenever like when the new education policy was framed, or the Digital Personal Data Protection Act was framed, or any government scheme is formulated, the citizens get an opportunity to give their inputs, give their suggestions through the MyGov platform. So community engagement has been the focus of this government. Recently, the Department of Youth Resources have also launched a platform called My Bharat, which is engaging with the youth in various kind of activities. So I think the mantra has been community engagement through all these digital platforms. In addition, there are opportunities wherein people can engage in various meetings, discussions, and contribute to what needs to do. And ultimately, if we have to really succeed in creating awareness about cyber crimes and creating awareness about cyber security and keeping awareness about making people safe, will need to make it into a people's movement, will need to make it about Jan Bhagidari, will need to ensure that that common people also become a part of the overall effort, and that's very, very essential as we digitize more.
You are pro AI adoption. Is there a red flag where you also draw the line that this is where I am not going to move past this?
Not at the present stage. There are naysayers who say that AI can be used to cause a lot of harm, but I see it as a lot of opportunity. I see it as a big learning tool for students. I have worked in Nagaland. I have worked in very remote areas wherein sometimes we don't get teachers to be there available to students to teach. There is a shortage of science and maths teachers, and even in the public schools that we have, even in cities like Delhi, what we find is that there are teachers who go by the learning outcomes of the top 5% of the class. The average student, whether it learns or not, the teacher goes ahead to the next subject. And very often, if a child keeps on asking questions, teachers get bugged. Why are you asking repeated questions? As compared to that, I have seen AI tutors which are very patient. They keep on answering questions as many times as you want. They keep on simplifying the answering that you do. So AI tools in mother tongues can enable a lot of educational content for all of our countries, especially in remote areas, and making the average student learn more. AI tools can make healthcare available for many people. It can make voice-enabled services available for farmers. So I see it, especially for a country like India, I see it as a huge opportunity to empower those people who are outside the digital economy. And the risks are there, but the risks can be dealt with the existing laws that we have at the moment.
So during my trainings, I see a lot of focus are on tools and technologies, but understanding those technologies and actually working on them properly, doing that transformation, complete transformation, is a different task altogether. You just learn about tools and technologies, that is one side of it. So the other side of it, as we were talking about literacy and upskilling earlier, so what do you think is the requirement there? How can one properly understand a topic and then probably go into TOT models or more models and do an inclusive education and get through it? Maybe.
See, it will have to be a mix of theoretical classroom learning and practical learning with regard to how do we build tools which can actually be deployed, and then learning from the outcomes. And AI is always machine learning. AI is always, you feed in more data, it learns better. Reinforced learning is part of developing AI models. So the more you deploy, the more data sets that you have, the more you get feedback on an AI model and application, it becomes better. Similarly, for AI skilling and training, we'll need to identify very clearly which is the segment of people whom we are training, what we are training, what content we have, how relevant it is, connect with meaningful examples which people can relate to, and then only skilling and learning about AI will become joyful and will become fun.
In my personal experience, I think there's a specific requirement to become a trainer as well.
Yeah,
not everyone can become
obviously.
a trainer.
Correct.
And that's one of the challenges that I see in my area of
fully
work.
agree. I fully agree.
So we've also been working on the computing part, data sets, models, ध्वनि है, बहुत सारे और models भी आ रहे हैं. पर ये हम models और data sets तो बना रहे हैं, but जो हमारा storage है cloud की अगर हम बात करें तो ज़्यादातर वो अभी भी foreign based centers में है. What are we doing about that? Are we planning to shift those things towards India? या ऑलरेडी जो एग्जिस्टिंग है उनकी कैपेसिटीज़ को बढ़ाने का हम सोच रहे हैं?
सी देखिए, जितने डेटा सेंटर्स हैं इंडिया में, जितने यूज़ हो रहे हैं, मोस्ट ऑफ देम इवन इफ दे आर फॉरेन प्लेयर्स, दे हैव द डेटा सेंटर्स फिजिकली लोकेटेड इन इंडिया. बट ये सही है कि आज की तारीख में हमारी डिपेंडेंसी गूगल पे या AWS पे, एज्योर पे, ओरेकल पे काफ़ी ज़्यादा है. बट अ लॉट ऑफ इंडियन कंपनीज आर बिल्डिंग कैपेसिटीज़, वेदर इट्स टाटा हु हैव कम आउट विद अ सॉवरेन क्लाउड, Jio who is building their own cloud, and then Zoho is building their own cloud, Tech Mahindra. So there are a lot of companies, Indian companies, Sifi hai, Control S hai, E2E hai, so Yota hai. So many Indian companies are also now investing into cloud infrastructure, and ultimately I believe that as we move forward, I don't think our dependence on foreign service providers will become zero, but definitely the share of Indian service providers will go up in the days to come.
I mean, that's a huge ask, I think, if we are able to move that dependency completely. What about data and privacy part? Because with the AI tools and already many times things get hacked, बहुत सारा डेटा हमारा ट्रैवल करता रहता है, वो माई गेट पे अगर हम डालें तो हमें कॉल्स आने लग जाते हैं, ये बहुत बेसिक लेवल पे है। तो आप जब इतना डेटा बिल्ड कर रहे हो, डेटा सेट्स बिल्ड कर रहे हो, ट्रेनिंग हो रही है, सारी चीज़ें हो रही है, तो वहाँ पे डेटा और प्राइवेसी को लेकर के क्या हमारे गाइडलाइंस हम बना रहे हैं?
हमारे यहाँ डिजिटल पर्सनल डेटा प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट पास हो गया है, दिस इज द लॉ इन द कंट्री. सो डिजिटल पर्सनल डेटा प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट इंश्योर्स दैट personal data of a citizen belongs to him only, to the data principal. If he shares it with a data fiduciary for any purpose, then data fiduciary holds it only for the purpose for which it has been shared. And if anybody violates that, there are very stringent provisions prescribed there. So while the law has been passed, but to enforce it will require greater effort. So it will require awareness at all levels, and will require to ensure that if MyGate is misusing a data sets, or a Zomato is misusing your data or information, or anyone else's, then the penalties should set in, and they should ensure that they abide by the law and don't use any personal data which is shared with anyone with somebody's consent beyond for the purpose for which it has been shared. So the purpose limitation and ensuring that consent is taken, that entire architecture has been built in. We have a techno-legal approach towards data regulation. AI training, of course, deals with non-personal data, but wherever personal data is required, concerned, we do follow the provisions of the DPDB Act.
I'm sure we're already doing good. So for me, India AI is synonymous with 3 words: tech, talent, and trust. How will you define the complete mission in 3 words?
Complete mission in 3 words.
Don't go for the sutras, please.
It's about people, planet, progress.
You went with the sutras only.
You wanted the buzzwords T3, so P3.
I mean, it is actually a buzzword, but it is actually technology. Their talent is required, right talent is required, and of course, trust and responsible framework is required.
Agreed.
So, my very last question to you, as you are spearheading this whole conversation and India AI mission, your message to our audience. What should we look forward to for the next year and the upcoming next years that we are moving towards the AI future?
The AI is here to stay. We all need to acquire AI skills. In the days to come, people with having AI skills will have much greater advantage compared to people without AI skills. To learn to use these tools, don't become dependent on them. Understand what is the power of these tools. Take it like a calculator that we had to do basic maths calculations. And if we are able to do, most people will become smart, they will become intelligent, and then we'll have a much more democratic, equal distribution of intelligence and smartness. And if that happens, we'll be able to make this world a better place than what we have right now.
Wonderful. Thank you for this insightful conversation and purposeful reflection, sir. So, AI is like a friend who can fix your phone, but can also delete your ringtone, wallpaper, and probably delete your password as well, just for fun. AI is both a boon and bane, and India has taken the first step in the right direction. But I feel that there are only a few who really know how it works, and that's the major gap. Will AI literacy solve it? Only time will tell. For more such videos, do subscribe to Vishwas News and Jagran New Media, and also watch this space for more on India AI and the upcoming summit in 2026. Until next time.